See you, Vladimir, Dimitri, thank you.
Hi, shalom.
Hello, Erev Tov. We also say Chamishi Sameach before we go out to the weekend. Okay, let's start. We don't have a lot of time, and I just want to start with some opening words, and before I pass it over to Eran. So, good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining this session, and of course, special thanks to Eran, which is traditionally is willing to enlighten us before every holiday. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
My pleasure.
Um, so for many of you, this is maybe already the second Rosh Hashanah, which you're celebrating in Israel. Maybe it's your first. And maybe you already also feel, I think, like in every celebration of New Year, doesn't matter from which tradition, I think it's a good opportunity to set, to have a closure between ourselves for what happened for the last year, what we have accomplished, what we didn't, and to set new goals for the new year. So I hope that the session today with Eran would inspire us to create an exciting bucket list for the Shana Chadasha. And I'm sure that with your talent, with your courage, with your positive mindset, and with the support of your surroundings, and here we are also supporting one another, that you would check off the boxes as surely and slowly, and accomplish your personal, your professional paths with your families and with us here in EPAM Israel. So Shana Tova to everyone. And with this opportunity also, I would like to introduce Adi, who would be replacing me. Adi is here.
Hi.
She would be replacing me in the maternity leave and approximately next 8 months. So good luck, Adi. Thank you so much that you are with us as well. And passing it over to Eran, thank you very much. And
Ah,
let's
I have
enjoy.
internet connections.
We actually hear you good. We maybe not see you that well, but the voice
No,
is
no,
okay.
I have Wi-Fi connections. Now, definitely will need to see me and the slides. Is this one better? Otherwise, I'll try to reset the Wi-Fi. Can you hear me better now?
We,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
getting
we
better.
hear you
Transmission, not so
okay.
much. You can see me.
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
So let's see if we can also see my screen. Let's see. Are we good?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so let me know if I pause or something because I'm in some Wi-Fi issues. I'm moving between different Wi-Fis. Hopefully, the next year will be a better Wi-Fi year. Uh, so if you can see my screen, hopefully it's gonna switch smoothly. So Rosh Hashanah, like Lucia said, we're meeting here for the different holidays. What is it all about? So we've been through other holidays. We said that in the Jewish tradition, when we have a holiday, it's called Chag. It's like a Chag in Hebrew, means it goes around in circles. So it's not only that something once happened and then we celebrate it like tradition and remember. Only if the original thing that happened maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago, only if the original occasion, like the special spiritual energy, comes again and again every year during the same time. You say, "Bayamim hahem bazman hazeh." In these days, during this time of the year, if it happens again, so we make it into a holiday, and each holiday there's a specific traits to it, attributes, a specific gift, and things that you can do to get that. So you can just ignore that it's the holiday and just it just passes and it affects you without you being so much aware, or you can be more involved in the holiday. So There are different holidays, and you can see here, this is actually, it was a survey of Jewish Americans. What is the most important Jewish holiday to you? And you can see that by far the Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, which come together in the month of Tishrei, they are usually the most meaningful, and we'll see why. So this is the circle of the year. Here it goes counterclockwise. So this is the month of Tishrei with the high holidays. It's called Chagei Tishrei. It starts with Rosh Hashanah on the first of the month, which will be what we'll talk about now. 10 days after, on the 10th, it's Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. It's day of spiritual purifying. In Yom Kippur, you fast, and it's a day of prayers. And it's like a day of internal cleansing. And on the 10th, on the 15th, we have Sukkot, which is on Sukkot, you build a hut outside your house, and you cover like the ceiling is made of branches, and you just spend as much time there as you can. You sleep in the sukkah, you eat in the sukkah, and for 7 days you spend as much as much time as you can in the sukkah. It's like a blessing. So each one of these is a whole thing in it by itself, but we will focus today on Rosh Hashanah. So in the Bible, it said, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of month. It shall be the first month of the year to you." Now, what month is this that it's referred to? Hint, actually, it's not the month of Tishrei. It's not the month of Rosh Hashanah. Very strange. It's it's actually the month of Nisan, of Passover, like 6 months ahead. So if Nisan is actually the first month of the year, so Tishrei is the seventh month. So how come this is the Jewish New Year? So we'll have to go back a few good thousand years or more, it depends on your beliefs, to see, according to the Jewish tradition, what happened on Tishrei first that actually makes it a Rosh Hashanah, which is not a beginning of the year. In Hebrew, Rosh means head. So it's like head of the year. Somebody knows what happened in Rosh Hashanah originally? Hint. According to the Jewish tradition, on Elul 25th, just 6 days before Tishrei 1st, it was the creation of the world, when the Lord said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So 6 days after that, what happened? God created mankind. So this is actually, according to tradition, the day that we were originally created, came into being, the human species. In the Bible, it says, "Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life." Originally, we gave life, we got life, and the man became a living being. Okay, and ever since then, on every year on Tishrei 1st, we are renewed and we receive life again for another year. Another cycle begins. And if you're there present during the beginning of the cycle, you can greatly affect the new cycle of the new year, how it will be. And therefore, it's called the head of the year, not the beginning. It's not the first month, just the beginning of the year. It's the head. Now, this is in Hebrew. I didn't translate this. It's like, but basically, it says that, like, in the human body, everything originates from the head. It's like the control center, all the liveliness. I move my hands. Everything that happens. First, it happens first in the head, and then it happens in the rest of the body. So similarly, Rosh Hashanah determines the upcoming year in all aspects of our life. Everything, health, abundance, I don't know, children, everything begins in Rosh Hashanah. Everything that happens during the year, the seeds, it was determined in Rosh Hashanah according to the Jewish tradition and belief. So it says that in Rosh Hashanah it is written, and in Yom Kippur it is sealed. Like you have 10 days after it is first written that you can change it. Okay, they have like 10 days and then it is sealed. Like in the Talmud, which is the oral tradition, like from 2,000 years ago, it says on Rosh Hashanah, all creatures pass before him, pass before God like sheep, and are judged in Rosh Hashanah, and then and their sentence is sealed in Yom Kippur. Okay, so this is what happens during these days. So it says, "May you be inscribed and sealed for a good year." Okay, so it's a bit like when you first come to a new place of work. So you have like the job interview, and then you talk to the boss, and you tell him about what your expectations, and you discuss also the conditions, what will be your salary, and then everything goes into the contract. But then usually uh, 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 after a year, they said, hey, it's been a year that you've been here. You have a meeting with the boss again. And then again, you discuss what happened in the past year, what was good, what was bad, what are your hopes and expectations for the new year. And if you want to make changes in your contract, this is a very good time to do that. After that, probably you'll have to wait for another year. So it's good to be prepared, to be present and be there during this time when you have this annual meeting with the boss. Okay, so this is why during the prayers of Rosh Hashanah, we have to be written for a year of good life and peace. This is actually from the prayer in the book of life, blessing, peace, and abundance, and abundant maintenance, good decrease, salvations, and condolences. May we be remembered and inscribed before you, we and all your people, house of Israel, for a good life and peace. So this is a part of the prayer. In Hebrew, it said, Shana Tova תיכתבו ותחתמו means you will be inscribed and sealed for a good year. So this is what happens in Rosh Hashanah. So indeed, it is referred to as Judgment Day. Ooh, this is actually the zodiac sign of the month of Tishrei is Libra. It's the scales of justice. All the things that you did good, the things you did not so good, are going to the scale, and what will be, what will take more wait, how will it go? But it much more than that, it is a day of great opportunity in which we completely start anew. Okay, we can change our life for the best completely. It's like a restart. We created again, and we can make great changes. So, like Adam and Eve in heaven were created, therefore we also start a new cycle, and we really can change everything. It's a great opportunity this day according to tradition. So what do we do in Rosh Hashanah? Okay, this is what we say. Okay, see, this is the time, but what do we do in Rosh Hashanah? So everybody knows the Passover Seder, okay, that in the evening of Passover, there's the Seder and the things that you eat and do in a specific order. But there is also Rosh Hashanah Seder. Okay, there's also a Seder. There are different things that you eat. So here it is explained that Seder Rosh Hashanah, it's a traditional festive meal held in the first night of Rosh Hashanah, like in the eve of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, featuring symbolic foods like apples and honey to signify hopes for a sweet new year, and other fruits and vegetables that their names or taste symbolize various blessings for the new year. So we eat certain things that either in the name or the taste, it has something that symbolizes something that we want to happen in the new year. So I will send you this after. Here you have like links to say that you can download, and it explains exactly the different foods and what is the blessing in English, of course, also in Hebrew. And so just three of the more famous signs, it's called simanim, of Rosh Hashanah Seder and their blessings. So the all-time favorite and most famous, apples dipped in honey. So we eat that, and the blessing is, may God renew for us a year good and sweet like honey. This is very famous. Everybody does that. Next is the pomegranate seeds. And we eat pomegranate seeds, and we say, may we be filled with good deeds and merits, like a pomegranate is filled with seeds, like it's full of the seeds will be full of good deeds. And last but not least, fish or lamb heads, and say, may we be as the head and not as the tail. And this is a good place to say that you don't really have to eat these things. It's enough. Something like apples and honey, they're great, but you can just look at something. Some people just print something and put it there, but some actually eat. But it's a really good blessing to be a head and not a tail, like to be a leader and not a follower, things like that. Everybody can take it how they interpret, but maybe we as the head and not as the tail. So these are just a few. There are others, but these are the most famous signs in the Rosh Hashanah Seder that we do in the Rosh Hashanah evening. But this is just tradition. What is the single main most important mitzvah from the Torah that in the Torah says, hey, Rosh Hashanah, when it comes, you have to do this? Okay, that if we do just one thing during the holiday, it better be this one according to the Torah and tradition. So It's the shofar. It says in the seventh month. Remember, Tishrei is actually the seventh month, not the first one. The first is Nisan. So in the Torah, in the seventh month, on the first of the month, this is first of Tishrei, Rosh Hashana, a remembrance of blowing of the shofar, a holy occasion. So this is the day of blowing of the shofar. Other places had it explained really how you have to hear the sound of it. So Rosh Hashanah is called in the Bible Yom Teruah. Teruah has meaning. You can translate it as different ways to English, but usually this part is translated as Day of Sound of Shofar. And simply hearing the sound of shofar is the main commandment of Rosh Hashanah. So we have to hear the shofar sound. Different things, internal spiritual things happens when you hear the sound in Rosh Hashanah according to the Jewish tradition belief. So just a bit about it, if you go a bit deeper, what happens during the shofar. So in the morning prayer of Rosh Hashanah, the main prayer, you have 101 shofar blows. Now, when you blow in the shofar, there are three types of sound, because the only one does it in the synagogue. Everybody listens of the one that does it. So you have tkiah, shvarim, and truah. So just if you hear the sound, so know the difference. So tkiah is like sound like tu, like a simple sound. Shvarim is like tu tu tu, and truah is tu 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 tu. Okay, so this is the main thing of Rosh Hashanah. So tkiah, shvarim, and truah, and they appear in the prayer when you hear the sound, like in different combination, and each combination has a different effect on you. Okay, so you have tashat, tkiah, shvarim, tkiah, tarat, tkiah, tuah, tkiah, and tashrat, tkiah, shvarim, tkuah, tkiah. So it sounds like really, what is all this what's the word for this? I don't know, native things, like really obscene. But this is what you do in Rosh Hashanah. Of course, there's a prayer, but the highlight is the sound of the shofar. So just to give a taste, let's hear a tashrat of the sound of the shofar. Hopefully you can hear it also. Can you hear it? Can you hear it also?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Not yet.
It sounds only to me. No. So it probably it doesn't go over in the teams. So it was in the presentation. So you don't really have to go to the synagogue if you don't want to pray in Rosh Hashanah. Because it's such an essential Rosh Hashanah thing, the shofar, you can find it not only in the synagogue but also in other more loose locations. Often it's events hosted by Chabad, which are really like more making these religious things more available to the public. So you have shofar in Bialik. This is actually from this year, I think. You have shofar in the park. You have shofar in the street, and you also have shofar on the beach. So check out where is the nearest shofar to you to hear the shofar sound in Rosh Hashanah, like the Bible said that it's a good thing that you do in Rosh Hashanah. So you will have a good and sweet year on the upcoming year. So what is about this sweet thing? Traditional greeting in Rosh Hashanah means have Shana Tova Umetuka, means have a good and sweet year. So why not just, Shana Tova? Maybe sometimes we just say Shana Tova, but usually, but the full blessing, have a good and sweet year. So why do we also add sweet? So one of the explanations is this: we believe everything that God gives us is good, but there are two kinds of good in our life. We have sweet and the bitter. Some situations are both good and sweet, which means we can sense their goodness immediately. This is good, I'm happy, yeah, it feels good. Other situations are good but not so sweet. It doesn't feel good. Perhaps many years in the future we will discover how it was actually good, and perhaps we will never find out. So in the greeting and the blessing is for a year that is also sweet. Okay, that not only we will have to believe that everything that happens to us is good and happens for the best, but that we will it will also be sweet, which is the kind of good that we can see, feel, and experience as such straight away. Okay, this is the kind of good that we want. That not like yeah, everything happens for the best. Like it's going to be sweet. We can sense immediately that it's good. So on this blessing, I will wish you all a good and a sweet year in Rosh Hashanah. In Hebrew you say, like in the blessing for the apple and honey, יהי רצון שתתחדש עלינו שנה טובה ומתוקה, that we'll have a good and sweet year. So this is it for me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free.
Thank you very much. It was very exciting and interesting.
Happy to hear. Thanks.
תודה רבה על הסיפור. היה מעניין מאוד. I have a question actually. What is the most popular kind of gift for Rosh Hashanah? Because it is a holiday, it is a happy holiday, so there should be gifts, right?
I don't know, not so much. Usually in the holidays, it's a very family thing. So in Rosh Hashanah, like I don't know, maybe I'll go to this slide. That you have like the dinner of Rosh Hashanah, so you come, so it's like family gift. Usually, so you come, you bring something to the house, like either a sweet or flowers or something nice for the kitchen, things like that. I don't think there's like specific things, but usually it's a family gathering, it's a family thing. So you just bring things for the family, you know, for the house and things like that. I think often. Lucia, what do you think?
So you
maybe...
wouldn't normally exchange gifts, right? On that day.
It's not so much about exchanging gifts. I think
Okay.
Rosh Hashanah. Lucia, want to add
You could
something?
do that. You could, in some families, you do exchange gifts. It really depends on the tradition of the family. But if you're coming, if somebody is hosting you, I think you can maybe bring some good honey for the sweet year, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good honey.
Yeah,
Thanks
and
for that, Lucia.
again, so with the symbols of the Seder of Rosh Hashanah, there might be some kind of foods that you can also bring together with you that could be nice, but
Yes,
there's
bring a
not
fish
like
head. Everybody will be happy for a good head of a fish or maybe a lamb. No, don't do that.
Yeah, the
The
grenades or
host will take care of that if he's
souvenirs
into
that
that
are
thing.
associated with that. That's also
Yeah,
nice.
but often, yeah, honey is often brought, and sometimes wine and things like that. Good wine. Yeah, thanks for that.
Sounds
You're
good.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Other questions? Okay, so I think this is it. Yeah, go ahead.
One more question.
Yeah, Dimitri.
Among food on the Rosh Hashanah table, there's a leek. As far as I know, it's not sweet. Is it that sour part of the?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet is only one aspect. We want it to be a sweet year, but you have, for example, carrots. It says it's like gezer in Hebrew. It's like we have gzerot tovot, like good things will happen that will be decided upon us. Or for example, dates, tamar. It's like something that ending that all the bad things will come to an end. Okay, and things there are different versions of that also. So it's not only about sweet, it's about how we want good things to happen and how we want bad things to finish and not happen and things like that. So for example, like we said, have a fish that will be as the head and not as the tail. So it's not only about being sweet. Sweet is the apple in honey. We usually start with that. Was that your question?
About leeks.
Leeks. What is leeks? This one, leeks. I don't know. Let's see. Well, what is this? It's krisha. Enemies, but it's about here it says it's about our enemies be decimated. I don't know exactly how it's you need to look in the Seder of Rosh Hashanah exactly how it's krisha is related to that, but it's something about that our enemies will be obsoleted and will be able to live in peace.
Thank you.
But here you have a link. It's like explaining about the different, this is one of them. So it's like really, I think, explains. So here you have even the leeks, I think, was there for a minute. Beans, pomegranates. It's like I have, and then it's gone. Leeks, the tradition with yeah, our enemies be cut off together with those who seek evil. Krisha. And how it is in Hebrew, shikartu sonenu. It is called krisha. It's called also kreti. So in one of the versions, so kreti is like shikartu, that the enemies will be wiped off. So you have this one in the link if you you want to learn more about these. Thanks. It's good questions actually. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Okay, I like this one. This is a good picture. So, everybody, thanks for joining. It's been a pleasure. So, I'm really wishing you a great year. Happy and sweet.
Thank you very much. You
Thanks a
too.
lot, Eran.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shana tova
Thanks a lot.
umetuka, everyone.
Thank you.
שנה
Shana
טובה.
tova umetuka.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Tada. Bye.
Thank you.